This video is going to go over some updates that were made to the Sheet Manager. Now that it's only going to go over these new functionalities. So if you still want to see how to use the entire app, you want to check out the full video that goes over all the functionality. So first I'm going to launch this Sheet Manager application, and the first change you're going to notice is that you now have two options when you start the application. One is from Excel file and the other is from Worksite Directory. The from Worksite Directory is how the app used to always run. When you launched it, it automatically went into this option where it would read through all of your Worksite folders and find all of the dgen files and then search the dgen files for sheets within them, and that's how it populated it. And it was taking a long time on larger projects because it's got a lot of files to search through. So that was a complaint. So this option from Excel file has been added to kind of address that. What this will do is it'll just read an Excel file for all the sheets that are listed, and it won't actually search your folder structure or open any dgen files or anything like that. It's just going to load in whatever is listed on the Excel file. So for the Excel file, I'll start there. I have it open already. It's just an export from the Sheet Manager, but you could create this from scratch. The minimum requirements here is that you have a file name and a model name. Okay, so if you're outside of ProjectWise, the file name is going to be the full path. If you're inside ProjectWise, it's going to be everything after the documents folder. And so if you take a look at our help document for this application, which I already have up, and you go down to the Excel file format, you'll see under the file name column, basically your ProjectWise path would be everything except what's in red. So you would remove the red part from the full path, and this is the path that you would put down in the Excel file. So that's the first column, how you could populate it. The second column is just the model name. It's just the name of that model, and that is the minimum requirements for the app will read it in. I guess the only requirement I didn't mention is that the file still has to be within the workset path. So with those minimum requirements, that's all you need. You don't need all these properties filled out per se for it to get read in. So now let's go and test it out. So I'm going to hit this from Excel file, and it will bring up a dialog for me to select that Excel file. Now I'm not in ProjectWise, so I don't see the ProjectWise dialog, but if you were, you would be able to select your file from inside ProjectWise. And so all it's going to do is read that Excel file and populate it. Now, in order to keep the app working, I did have to add a verify button because right now I don't know if that file actually, or if the sheet actually exists in that file, right? I just loaded it from Excel file, and I don't know what actual properties that sheet has. I'm just loading in all of the columns because I'd have to read the Excel file to get that data, which we're trying to avoid to keep the processing time down. So the verify button will just do that. It'll read that file. So if I click this button, it'll read it. It verified it, put it down here, it says verified. The button's now gone because this sheet has been verified, and it's only showing the properties that actually exist in that sheet. I want to be clear here that these properties listed are the properties, or the values rather, are the properties that are listed in the Excel file. So this you could open up that DGN file and it could have different properties because I haven't read the DGN file yet, right? So hopefully that's clear. These values are just whatever was in the Excel file, not the current values. So to showcase that, I did edit one. So here's one. The sheet number is all that has the wrong value in it. So if I double click on that file and go to that sheet, and I take a look at the property, you'll see it says P.1, not this station. So I purposely messed that up just to show that all I did was read in the Excel file. So I did add a verify button, but I also added this refresh button, which will go and get you the current values for that sheet. So if I hit the refresh button, you're going to see it's going to verify the sheet first, so it just verified it, and then got the current value. So now you notice the sheet number is matching what's in the DGN file. So it's important to know how that's working. So I added a verify all and a refresh all up here to if you wanted to just bulk do it. Um, so the main thing to remember is that when you initially load this in and you choose the Excel file, it doesn't actually touch any of the dgen files or update anything. So if you still wanted to update your sheets to the values you have in your Excel file, you would still have to go to like the Excel import and then select your Excel file and import it in. So I just kind of added the verify option here, and so if a sheet cannot be verified, the button won't go away, and obviously it can't update that sheet. But always take a look at the results because it'll tell you everything it's doing. But hopefully this is a welcomed update. I think a lot of people have been asking for this, so we cannot take so long loading the application anymore. One quick recap is to remember that this dialog it works off of WYSIWYG, which means what you see is what you get. So if you filter down to a certain section and then you do your import, only the sheets listed are going to get updated. It doesn't matter all the sheets you list on Excel file. So it is WYSIWYG. So just keep that in mind. Same thing for when you use these verify and refresh. It's WYSIWYG. If it only has this sheet showed, this button will only update this one.